Welcome to Love Your Coaching. I'm Charlie, and welcome to this playlist. It's another coaching session demo playlist, but this time it's different. The standard demos that you've seen on the previous playlist are the way we structure most normal coaching sessions. On this playlist are the types of coaching conversations we have as part of a coaching program. Contracting conversations, mid-session review, end of session review, those type of things where there's some coaching going on, but the structure is quite different. If you're in training with us, you'll know exactly how we present a program, how we think a program should look. If you're not in a program in training with us, or you're new to seeing how coaching programs can be organized, please go and have a look at this video, link here, he says optimistically, and you'll be able to see a way of structuring coaching programs. It's not rigid, there's lots of flexibility, but it gives you some idea. So what you're going to find in this playlist are a number of demo videos, all with coaches, all with people who I've taken through a coaching program of one sort or another. I'll explain a little bit. Firstly, contracting, what traditionally is called contracting. We like to call it goals and partnership because contracting sounds a bit too formal. And you'll see different types. You'll see one type with someone who is already a coach, so they understand what the rules of coaching are. So we're lighter on that bit of explaining about coaching. One person, Ryan, who's very new to coaching, so we needed to spend a decent amount of time on that so that he could really understand it. And then one where we have combined the goals and partnership work with the coaching plan work, and that's with my friend Leon. So there are three different styles of video to see of how to have that initial contracting goals and partnership conversation. Then we had what I just referred to as a coaching plan. Not every coach does this, but lots of us do it. And we feel that a coaching plan can really add value. Again, three videos that you can see. One with Delphine, where she has come very prepared, very organized. She's done her questionnaire and we talked through that. One with Louise, who she did do a questionnaire, but at my request, I asked for the demo. I asked her not to send it, so I didn't have the opportunity to look at it, which meant that I had to work without the questionnaire, which is often what we have to do as coaches. Louise is very diligent; she definitely would have sent it, but I asked her not to. And then the third type that I just mentioned with Leon, when we combine the goals and partnership and the coaching plan, and in that way, it gains us an extra session because we've done a 2-for-1 there. So you see those. Then we've got a couple of other videos that take us through the coaching program. We like to have a mid-coaching program review session. So I'll put a video in there with Ryan. We'd got through 3 sessions. Halfway through the program, we had a mid-review, reviewing how things have gone so far and what changes he'd like to make into the second half of the program. And then we also like to have an end of coaching review session. And this is actually with a real live paying client, Holly, who also happens to be a coachee. This was at the end of a long coaching program with her. And it was a couple of months after the coaching had finished. And it was a good wash up. And I so appreciate Holly being open to letting have that be posted. It's wonderful. The mid and the end review, you absolutely don't have to have them as separate sessions. Lots of coaches just tag them on the end of, for example, session 3 of 6 or session 6 of 6. So that's always possible. You don't have to do that. There are a couple of other videos in there that aren't part of every coaching program, but they are options that some coaches like to take up. So I put a Wheel of Life, which is an alternative way of doing a contracting coaching plan type of setting using something generic that's out there. It's quite a good way of like an early into finding out what the coach's topics are. I put a goal setting session in there with Jitesh because sometimes for shorter coaching programs or for less experienced coaches, rather than doing the full contracting goals and partnership work, maybe just a goal setting conversation to start things off can be really useful. And Jitesh was very kind and helpful in that. And coaching on values. Coaching on values is quite significant. Lots of coaches love coaching on values. Sometimes it comes up. Some coaches put it always as part of their program. Some not so much. So there's a couple of videos in there at the moment with a plan for another one to turn up. Values can be dealt with in a whole number of different ways. So go and have a look at those videos and see what you think. So all of these are ways to see how to run and organize these type of fiddly sessions that make up part of a coaching program. You don't have to do them the way that I'm doing them at all. There's loads of variations on the theme, and some of them, as I've said, can be merged. Some of them can be restructured, organized in different ways. But if you're not resourced for these, hopefully you'll find these a useful resource, a good way of you being able to see how to be able to organize these sessions. We want to give our coachees a good experience. So even if you're looking at a playlist with a bunch of models and lists and structures and all that jazz, still remember this is about the coachee. It's always about the coachee. You know, we're not trying to get them to fit into our model or our block. We're trying to help them and be organized and be well structured so that they have the freedom to open up and be themselves in this coaching session, in this coaching program. That's what we're trying to do. So I do think a good structure does allow that freedom. And I do think that as we get experienced, that we can be a bit lighter and a bit more fluid with the structure. So don't look at these as like a sort of a prison to lock us in. Look at these as a resource, as a starting point to expand from. As with the previous demo channel, I've shared documents, structure, transcripts, questions, loads of downloads in each. So you can use this as a learning and a study resource as well as just a watching resource. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know your ideas. Please put some comments either below here or in each of the relevant videos. Let me know if you have alternative ways of doing these things. I think it's always good to share those things. Have a good day. Whatever you're up to with your coaching, I hope it's going well. Keep well. Happy coaching.